Good morning, Facebook, and everybody out there. I'm gonna give a minute here just to get a few people on before I start talking. So, give me a couple seconds here. Let's just see if we can let them build the audience. Either way, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm gonna let this play, and then afterwards, I'll go ahead and I'll post this so that anybody who wants to watch it after the fact can watch it and hear what I have to say about a few things. First, I just want to say good morning to everybody. What's up, Hakeem? I told everybody that I'm going to be doing some live feeds, so sticking true to my word, I'm going to continue to do a few things like I said I was going to do. I told you that I would take you all, what's up, Dre, around and show you some different things. This past week, we went to Italy. I did live feeds for y'all at Euro Nationals so y'all could get a feel of what goes on overseas. Get a chance to see all the different things that we do with ABKC and some of the things that I do. So I give you all my word that I was going to do that, and I'm going to continue to do that. We'll be doing some more things in the Philippines. What's going up, Kamar? And I'll take you around just what I said. But today we're going to do another live feed, and we're going to talk about a few things that I feel are going on in the community and a few things that I just want to address. So before I get started, I just want to tell people, first of all, don't come on here talking nonsense. This isn't about that. If you want to hear what I have to say, then listen to what I have to say. And then when it's completed, if you have your comments, then make your comments if they're going to be like that. But I'm not here for games or funny stuff or anything like that. If you don't want to listen to what I have to say and you're not interested in my feelings or the way things are going, then simply just don't tune in. Don't watch it. It's your prerogative. So I want to say good morning to everybody. First, before I start, let me give y'all a couple disclaimers. First of all, today I got a syllabus because last time I talked, sometimes you rant and you forget about things that you want to say. I'm going to have a little bit hard time, though, because I just now realize I cannot read my own handwriting, so that's going to be a little bit interesting. But anyway, let me start off by giving y'all an apology. I know that y'all aren't going to believe this, but today I just am not as beautiful as I normally am. I just got back from Italy. I'm tired. I'm actually not feeling too well. I'm not the best traveler in the world. I didn't shave, so I apologize for not being my beautiful self that I normally am. So hopefully that doesn't offend you all. Second of all, just to let y'all know that this is for the dog world, what I'm talking about right now. These things are issues and topics that are going on within the dog world. I know I have some friends and family that are on my Facebook and probably don't understand a lot of these things and don't even need to understand, thank you, Josh, a lot of these things. So for y'all, this isn't really a conversation that really needs to be watched by anybody. Family, I'll see y'all at the holidays, friends and stuff. I see you at Margarita Grill. That's where I'm at all the time. Which will bring me into a topic that I'll bring up later on, actually, since I'm speaking about Margarita Grill and things like that. Just to give y'all an idea of how I see business and some things in my life that I've experienced with business. I use this as an example because I'm going to bring it up later on in conversation. Margarita Grill, for instance. That's a place that I go to eat. It's a place that we have here locally. I love the food. I love the service. It's a place where when I go there, I feel like I'm family. And I enjoy going there every week. And I enjoy every aspect of it. With that being said, when I go to a place like Margarita Grill, I'm not there looking for a discount. I'm not there looking for a handout. I mean, maybe one of their biggest customers. But because I love their service, because I love the environment they provide for me, because I love the fact that they're cooking a meal that they want everybody to enjoy, they want us to enjoy, it's customer service and it's an atmosphere provided. With that being said, I love going there. And when I go there, I'm not expecting anything out of that. I'm there to pay for my meal. I want to pay full price. I want to support this company because this company provides something for me that I like. And that's the way I see business. And I'll tell you, to take it even further, one thing that I did learn as a child is you support your friends. And that's one thing you do. Now, when I was a little kid, my father had a friend that owned a bar. And after a softball game, we were there and, he was there and a lot of his friends and his friend was giving all his friend free drinks, and my all right, I'm back. Apparently, because we'll have to try to move to a better spot. All right. Hopefully I got service now. Sorry about the interruption, but like I said, I'm out in the country. We've had storms, so the service isn't great here. But anyway, to make that little story short, my father would pay full price for drinks at his friend's bar, and I always asked him, why would you do that? Your friend's trying to give you stuff, he's trying to help you out, he's trying to hook you up. Why would you do it? And he said, you know what? If you support your friends, then you support your friends. You don't allow them. That's their company. That's their business. These are things that they do to provide for their family. You don't allow them to do that. You're a friend. You support your friends. So one thing I always learn in life is you do support your friends, and that's what you do. And that's one of the things that I instill in business. If I'm happy, it doesn't have to just be my friends. If I'm happy with the service provided, and if I'm happy with what they do for me, then I'm going to support them. And that's just the way it is. And I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for anything free. I'm not looking for stock in a company. I'm not looking for a discount. I support things that I believe in, and I support them to the fullest because that's how I believe and that's how I live my life. With that being said, we'll talk on that later on. I just want you all to understand a little bit of how I see business. Now, this weekend, I have to start off with the positive stuff. This weekend was an incredible weekend for the American Bully breed. I myself got to go to Euro Nationals in Italy, and it was amazing. I had an amazing time. Hats off to Boston Dan and family for an amazing event. Hats off to Joaquin, Estrella, for doing all the stuff that he's done to bring Euro Nationals all these years. It was an unbelievable event. Over 300 dogs in the ring, packed house. Even at the second show, which wasn't even Nationals, the ring stayed full to the very end. There was some unbelievable dogs. If you haven't been to Europe yet, you need to go. They truly, really got this breed understood. I mean, they really grasped it. It was a great event, great time, great weekend for the American Bully breed. So hopefully y'all got a chance to watch it. I did as much as I could to try to bring it to you all live. Like I said, I promise that I'll be doing that here and there so you guys can get a chance to see some things that maybe you can't see everywhere else. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I know my video skills are definitely not the best. But I'm improving, I'll get better as time goes on and as things goes on. And, next couple of weeks, I'll take y'all to the Philippines and we'll get a chance to watch the Philippines show there. We'll do a little round table and you all get to meet some other people around the world influential in the breed. William Byrne, Nan Bai, you'll get Ju Jung. There's going to be a bunch of people from a bunch of different countries that we will do a round table and sit around and get y'all a chance to really meet and see some people and see the show. So I will continue to do live feeds as much as possible where I can. And I'll continue to do these interviews, or not interviews, but sessions as much as I can possibly do, like I've promised. So thank you all for tuning into that. Just another disclaimer, I'm going to let y'all know that this is my personal page. This isn't a business page. So the things I'm going to discuss today, you're hearing from me, from my standpoint, on a personal level as Dave Wilson. Okay, so you're on Dave Wilson's personal page. Please understand that. And I'm going to get into a few things. Now, I know there's some people out there that are thinking that, I'm going to get personal and do some attacks and things on people. And, and I've even expressed that sometimes maybe that's the direction to go, especially when that's the tactic used. But understand, I'm actually not that kind of a person, and I will never do that type of stuff. That's just not me. I think people a lot of times feel comfortable throwing stones because they don't feel that it's going to be thrown back on them. And the case truly isn't the matter. I mean, think about this. I've been in this breed for 27 years. That's a long time to have been in this breed. And I've met and dealt with everybody in this breed. If you think that for 1 minute that there's one person, me or whoever, to pointing the finger out that is doing bad things or doing things in this breed, it's ridiculous. And if you think for 1 minute that I don't know everybody in this breed and I haven't been around long enough to see who people are in their stories, then you're wrong. I truly have. The thing about me is I choose to take the high road on things. I don't think that by getting personal with people and bashing people and attacking people, that's a good thing to do in this breed. I was brought around in this breed when this breed had no acceptance, when this breed was looked at as a joke, when this breed was looked at as all kinds of bad stereotypes. I was involved in that side of the breed at that time. So I understand the value of being positive, being professional, the value of doing something good for this breed at all times, regardless of your personal feelings, regardless of a lot of issues. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand there's issues in a community. There's always going to be issues in the community. There's always going to be issues in a breed as of this breed. This is a young breed. This is a diverse breed. This breed came from 2 different backgrounds. I know some of this gets repetitive, but it has to be repeated because sometimes people just aren't getting it. So there's going to be some things in this breed that way. And there's a proper way to do it and an improper way to do it. And when you want to do something proper, you get involved on a positive level and you start working with the people and getting involved in ways that things can make a difference and make a change instead of ways of just draw drama and draw fights and turn this into a soap opera and make the outside world look at us like we're ridiculous and bring us back, revert us back to being what they accused us of being in the very beginning. I mean, how dare some people not remember exactly what we were in the beginning and what they said about us and how they treated us and what they thought of our breed. And we fought so hard to get to where we are. For them to then turn around and regress to that and then be exactly who they accused us of being is ridiculous. And that's what I don't support. And those are the things that I will not get involved in. If you want to make a positive change, like I've said many times, get involved. Be involved in a positive level. Get involved in a way that actually really brings about change. Doesn't bring about more division. Doesn't bring about fighting and bashing and all these different things. Be involved in it on a level that is actually going to do something. And do something positive. I know people like, oh, he's the positive guy or this and that, but we have real issues. Yes, we have real issues and we're going to have real issues. I'm not even going to contest that. I'm trying to solve issues as much as I possibly can. And at the same time, keep this thing rolling. Keep this thing moving forward. It's not an easy battle to do. In the position I am in, as ABKC president, is not the position that I choose to permanently be in. It's not the position that I actually asked to be in. If many of y'all know me, it went many years before I even stepped into that position. The only reason I stepped into that position, it was out of necessity, because our breed needed somebody that was continue to do it for unpolitical reasons, unpersonal reasons, non-financial reasons, and all these reasons. And that's the only reason that I am in this position today. Believe me, when this community and this breed has gotten to the point where we can dot all of our I's, cross all of our T's, and somebody can step into the position that I have and do it better than me, I will gladly step down and relax and finally sit back and smile and say, we're finally here. This isn't about me. It's never going to be about me. And people outside make it about me, which is really not the case. It's not about me. I would love nothing more than to step down from that position and get back on the front lines and just be a breeder, be able to compete, the things that I was really, really good at. I can't do those things in this position. So I've had to make plenty of sacrifices to be in this position. One of the biggest sacrifices that you make is all of a sudden you become the target for everything else in the breed. I don't choose that. I don't choose to live a life where I'm constantly having to defend myself I don't choose that. I would much prefer relax. I would much prefer that this breed progresses on without the need of me being in that position. There's nothing I would want more than finally being able to say, we are there and my work is done. I don't have to do these things. And then at that point, you all will finally realize, the ones that doubt it, that this isn't about me. This isn't a financial thing for me. This is just something I do because it needs to be done. The second that it doesn't need me to do it and there's a better person to do it and these things are done, believe me, I'm going to step back and I'm going to relax and I'm going to enjoy this on a different level. And I'm going to compete against you. I'm going to be in the ring with you. I'm going to be doing other things. I'm going to be breeding. And then y'all are going to have to compete with me and see what it's like at that point, because that's where my true passion really lies. However, I'm here to do this because this is what needs to be done, and that's the way it is. So to get into this, first of all, I know there's a lot of things going on in the community. I know things have been said recently, and I felt the need to say some things. However, I've rethought about stuff, and I definitely am not going to get personal with people. It's not my way. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm not digging up anybody's dirt. That's just not me. For me, it doesn't feel like a man to dig up somebody's dirt. None of us are perfect. None of us are complete role models. None of us live a perfect life. I mean, look at the background a lot of us come from. We're here because we wanted to do something with each other in unity and something positive. So you're not going to get me being the guy that's digging up the dirt on other people and trying to expose people, regardless of what's said in personalities and angers and things like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to take the bigger road, but I will address some things and I will address them correctly. And the people who are commenting on here, the long comments like, Eman, I'm sorry, but I can't talk and read at the same time. And my talents just aren't there. So afterwards, I'll try to read some things and see what I can do. But anyway, just to let you all know, I'm not going to get personal on people. And my whole point is getting back to the solution of the problems. Yes, there was a thing that went on the other day, which some of it offended me. It was a live feed. And it's a live feed from somebody that I had considered a friend. And there's things about that I actually, I do agree with. There are some valid points in that situation. There are some things that definitely have validity to them. There's some things that are active issues within our community that we need to get to. One thing I will say, and one thing we are working on with judges, is we are at a point to where we are at a point where we need to be withholding ribbons and doing things of this nature. a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of people that are judges that have been in our community for a long period of time. And again, long period of time in our community is very short. So, and we were building a breed. We were building a community. Our rules were not as strict as other existing registries that have been here for periods of time. The reason our rules were not as strict is because we were trying to build our breed and build our community. So many judges who have been here for a while understand that we came from an era where we were not trying to turn people away. We were trying to draw people in and build what we have. And that is what we have done. It's a very definitive line, not definitive line, but it's a very unclear line of when things have to change, when you have to become more strict, when you have to make changes. And not everybody's going to be ready at the same time. The breed isn't completely ready at the same time. We could get into a thing where, in my opinion, to be honest with you, I feel that every single dog stepping into a show ring with a flaw should be not disqualified, but should not be awarded. That's my personal feeling. Are we there as a breed? No way we are there as a breed. That's a breeder problem, not a registry problem. So here's a situation where we're building something over a few years, trying to get it to grow, trying to teach people about it. And then as time goes on, we're getting stricter with how we're doing it. But it's a fine line of when the rules change to the point that it's a complete definitive line. And that's what I was trying to say. You can't just all of a sudden say, now we're withholding every ribbon on every dog that has a flaw, because unfortunately our breed isn't at that level yet. We are not at a level in our breed where we're producing flawless dogs. Don't give me there's no such thing as a flawless dog thing. No, there's no such thing as a perfect dog, again, because that's an opinion. Flaw, yes. Flaws are definitive things, definitive parts of a dog that are not preferred parts of a dog. You can create flawless dogs. Many breeds have this, many breeds do that. We're nowhere near that point at this particular time. And unfortunately, we would love to be, but we're just not there. So that's just the way it is. Now, it's a fine line on how strict you get when choosing dogs and how strict you get when you're removing dogs. My feeling now is we are at a point where we definitely need to be withholding ribbons. And this is something that we are working on with our judges. The newer judges are going to have an easier time with that because they're stepping into a community at a different time, in a different level, and more advanced on the dogs and the understanding of showing than the older judges who were here at a time when we were building that. So it's a different mentality sometimes from a new judge to an old judge. And that's just the way it is. And we as a registry are working with our judges to start to say, you know what, these are the times that we have to get stricter. This is the reason why our standard got stricter. This is a time when we start to, hit a situation where maybe it is the only dog in the ring, but if it's not there and it's not ready, it's not a good enough quality, then we need to withhold the ribbon. And we're at that level now. But this is something that as a community, we're all still learning together. It's not something that you can just attack somebody on and say they made the wrong decision. No, it's something that we have grown to, and we're at a different level in time, and we need to be there. A lot of judges are doing that, and that's the way we are. So we are at a time in the community where we do need the input of the community, but not in a negative way. In a positive way, say, where are we as a breed right now? Are we at a point right now in this breed that we should be withholding ribbons on every single dog that has a flaw? No, we're not. I wish we were. And I can tell you what, I can take every single dog out there and break them apart. There's something that I'm seeing with all dogs at this point, because we're not at that level. We have excellent dogs, but we are not at that level right now where we can do that. So it's something that we are getting to and we're going to get better at, but it's not something that there's a definitive answer for. And I'm sorry, but there isn't. There's just no way to say that. And you all also got to understand, this is a difficult breed. This is a breed of mass. So we got dogs that in the ring that don't represent the breed, and we got dogs in the ring that have gone overboard with what it is. And it's a very fine line of when you're having that perfect combination of all these that makes the perfect representation of this breed. Which brings me to another topic and a thing, which people don't understand and they can't get it through their head sometime, and I don't know how to make people understand this, is this breed was derived from two different bloodlines. I'm Razor's Edge. The people that came in through this breed with Razor's Edge understand Razor's Edge. They understand how Razor's Edge was made. They understand the purpose of Razor's Edge. There was a secondary line in this breed called Gotti. Gotti was very different than Razor's Edge. For many years, the Razor's Edge fanciers and the Gotti fanciers were divided in this breed. And it was a long period. And eventually, over time, The dogs blend together. The problem that we have is you can't be so biased in this breed. And this is me saying this as Razor's Edge. You can't be so biased in this breed that you say we can only have Razor's Edge or we can only have Gotti. It doesn't work that way anymore because this is a breed combined of the two different lines. And at some point, the breed reflects the fact that it came from these two different things. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. That is what this breed is. This breed derived from two different bloodlines. It was made from two different bloodlines. These two different bloodlines are completely different in their history, completely different in their makeup, but they were both considered the American Bully and both entered into the stud books of the original American Bully. And that's just what it is. So now we have a breed that is now formed from these two different lines. And that is what the standard reflects. When you read this standard, and if you truly understand the standard, you wouldn't be saying things like they got rid of the extreme or no, you would understand that what we were doing is we're starting to narrow this into being a complete breed, and it has to be from these two lines. It can't just be Razor's Edge. You can have Razor's Edge dogs that you prefer, yes, that fit the standard. You can have Gotti dogs that you prefer that fit the standard. But overall, this is a breed comprised of these two lines, and it has to reflect that. There are people that help write the modifications of the standard, which one time it only happened. It didn't change. It got stricter, okay? The same people that helped, excuse me, I need water. The same people that helped with this now are backing up and saying, oh, well, it was meant to be that. No, they understood what they were doing when they wrote this. We combined the two lines, tighten the standard to a point that it reflects both bloodlines to be the look of what the American Bully is. If you look at the American Bully now, yes, it's going to differ some from its origins because it came from two separate origins and it was constantly growing. Razor's Edge was constantly growing. Razor's Edge went from pit bull to the American Bully. It changed over time because we created a breed that was a unique breed, and that's what it is. So if you can't handle the fact that it's two different lines, then you don't understand the American Bully. I'm sorry to say it, that's just how it is. I'm Razor's Edge. I had my own view, but if you watch Razor's Edge from when we came into the American Bully, the Razor's Edge in the American Bully differs from Razor's Edge in UKC. Cairo was the end of my UKC era. Knuckles was actually an AKC era. Look at the difference between the dogs. When you come to my yard and you see all the females and all the dogs I had at one point when you're dealing with Bodega and Wicked and all the different things, those were the American Bully Razor's Edge. And they look like what the American Bully still looks like today. It doesn't look any different. Go look at my old pictures and you will see exactly what I'm saying. I've put a post up on the wall and I'll show you. So people got to understand that this isn't just a one-line breed and it can't be a one-line breed. Yes, there are issues in the community. Yes, I personally feel that now the title of being a champion has gotten too easy, and that needs to be stricter. This is one of the things we are changing for the future. We are going to tighten the guidelines of things. We're going to be stricter on our judging. That's the whole point of what we're doing. It's not an overnight fix. It's a constant progression, and that's where we are going with it. It's progressing. Okay? And like I said, look at the breed as a whole. You can't sit back and say the majority of this breed is ready. It's really not. The majority of this breed hasn't gotten to that level to where we're walking in the ring and we're seeing flawless dogs. Right now, we're at a level to where we're walking in the ring and you're having to decide on which flaw is a preference over the other flaw because every dog in the ring almost has flaws right now. And there's a difference. If a dog doesn't represent the breed, if it's too much looking like a bulldog or it's too much like a terrier, then that itself is a flaw because it's not representing the look of the breed. There's many variables to go in, and nothing's going to be perfect ever, but it's going to get better, and that's what I'm trying to teach people, and that's what we're trying to work with the judges, and that's the whole point of education. That's the whole point on the drawings that we're still waiting on that haven't been completed, the videos that we're still waiting on that haven't been completed. Everything we're doing is to get us to a point to where we have visuals, we have every way that we can look at it and analyze as a breed. But the biggest thing, like I've said of all times, it's up to the breeders still to bring quality dogs into the ring. Make quality dogs. Stop settling for dogs that aren't all the way there. Stop bringing dogs in the ring that aren't quite ready to be there. At this point in time, our breeders really need to be producing better quality dogs. That's what we should be striving for, better quality dogs. And it's hard. If you're a judge and you're in the ring and everything in the ring isn't perfect and there's a lot of different variables, it's a situation where not everybody's going to agree because there is no perfection there. And when I'm saying perfection, I'm meaning flawless, not perfect in the eyes of opinion. Okay, so let's get this straight. So anyway, I've explained to you about my situation. I'm going to talk on a couple other things right now. I know the whole thing about that, there's been controversy in the community and people back and forth and hating on each other. And I don't really like to talk individually about that, but, I'll talk some on it right now just because I think at this point in time, the community needs to hear a little bit more. Let me just go into something. I've heard people say, oh, look at Dave. Dave forgot where he came from. Dave isn't direct. Dave has never forgot where he's come from. I've never, ever forgot where I came from. Okay. I knew the vision we had, and I knew that we were striving for something. And because we achieved it doesn't mean that we forgot where we came from. Where we came from, we were building something. We were creating something. We had a purpose and a goal. And we are not to the goal, but we are way closer to the goal than we were in the past. It doesn't mean I forgot where I came from because we're no longer stacking dogs on tables or meeting in a park at a barbecue and stacking each other's dogs off in that situation. That doesn't mean I forgot where I came from. That's where we had to begin to get to where we wanted to go. Okay, I always hear this mentality of people. I use, for instance, the hood mentality of the thing like, oh, well, okay, this guy came from the hood and now he's successful and he forgot that he came from the hood or forgot where he came from. And I don't understand sometimes the way people think. Like, let's say you are from the hood and this is your thing and you became successful. Then it's your obligation to remain in the hood. It wasn't your idea and your dream to do something successful and to better yourself and move on. It's not your obligation to stay there. It's your obligation to open up doors for other people in the hood, to give them venues and ways to become successful like you were. If you're from that and that's what built you and that's what created you, then your obligation isn't to stay there. Your obligation at that point is to create things to help other people there get out of there, to help other people grow, to help other people from your exact background, the same people that were around you, to help build you. Your obligation at that point is to help create avenues and show them ways to grow and advance and get better. And that's what we did. We've given opportunities for so many people to grow and advance, to move and move forward and progress. How many people in this world that you see now didn't start here and now have an avenue, now have something they can do because of something we built, something that helped better themselves, better the breed, better all kinds of things. It's disrespectful to turn around and say, oh, you forgot where you came from. Nobody forgets where they came from. But we know we had a purpose, and our purpose was to do something better and to grow and make something better. And that's what we did. So it doesn't mean we regress. It means we respect the fact that we came from this and we built this. And we built this that opened up doors and avenues for everybody else to advance with it. I know people that back in the day, they were gangbangers and things like that. That's fine. That's where they came from. They respect where they came from. They respect the background. But then you grow, you become a family man, you have children. You don't want your children to grow up in the same environment that you did if it wasn't an ideal environment. You want your children to have a better situation, have a better life, and that's what it's about. In this situation where we are, we're all people from different backgrounds, from different walks. None of us have perfect past, none of us. But what we do is we have a unity and a camaraderie that brings us all together where we can still be something in the future that doesn't just keep us in the environment that we were in. We have all bettered ourselves in different ways. And we've done it in a way where we've come together in unity and working together, not bashing each other, not doing all these stupid things that people do now. Have people forgot about that? Did you forget where you came from? Don't tell me I forgot where I came from when I know where I came from, and where I came from was to better everybody else around me. And if I haven't done that, then something's wrong, because you all know I've done it. We've all created something that's enabled us all to do something bigger in life, better for our breed. So we've grown together. So none of y'all need to come out here talking about how, we're not remembering where we came from or any of this stuff. That's ridiculous. We know where we came from and we know where we went. And this helped build so many of us. So many of y'all are where you are today because of the avenue that we put out, the hard work we put in, the doors that we opened for all of us to grow. You can't sit back and say, oh, we're here today because so many people put in hard work, but instead y'all want to tear some people down. That's not the case. We work for you. We built this for you. We built this for us. We built this for everybody so that everybody had a place to go. Everybody had somewhere to be together. We don't care where you're from, what you look like, what your past was. No, in this thing right here that we built, we did it so that we all together could be together in unity and do something positive for ourselves, for our families, for the people behind us, the people that backed us, the people that supported us, for where we all came from, for our dogs, for everything. We built this so that we all could grow and advance in life. And other people could grow and advance in life, and other people could find better avenues and better things to do in life, things to do with their family, things they could do and feel proud of, things they could do and not have to look over their shoulder, things that they could do as a person, being who they are as a person, and still enjoy it and be together. So I'm tired of all you people trying to discredit something when it built you. You all don't understand. Don't give me this stuff anymore. This is a passion that we all live and we all work together on and build it. Don't try to act like it's better here, it's better there. No. Every one of those avenues, every one of those people was built here, came from here. Excuse me, I need water. We've never abandoned this. We never walked away from this. We fought for this since day one, and we continue to fight for it today. We don't discredit the other people. We're not running around trying to separate people. We're trying to keep the unity of where it began, and we're trying to work for everybody. This is not going to be perfect. I told you that. It's never going to be perfect, but it's going to improve. And it's not going to improve by us separating and running all over the place and bashing each other and attacking each other. That's not going to happen. Okay? We've worked hard. And yes, I'm not speaking out of anger, just so you all understand. This is out of passion, because this truly has been my passion. I do this for the love of people and for the love of dogs and for the love of the breed and nothing more. And that's it. And you all will see that one day when somebody can step into this and I can walk away and say, you know what, we're here. And I'm glad we're here and my job is done. Now I can just sit back and enjoy that and let everybody else do what they do. I can't wait for that day. But when that day comes, believe me, I will walk, I will step down, and I will get back into the other side of things. You know, I'm going to talk on a couple other things. Terrell, I know you had a post the other night. I know that you talk about, you know, you're my friend and you have love for me and whatever. And it's the same for you. You were here from when early on in Elite Edge and you helped build this thing. And I understand that. And I understand you have passion for that. And I understand that you see some things in this that aren't correct and aren't accurate. But you know what? It's not about calling somebody out. It's about calling somebody up. You know, if you're my friend, then pick up the phone and call me. If you see something that you don't agree with, you see something that you don't feel is right, then you don't got to bash it or attack it. You can do it in a positive way. You can get involved. I've tried to get you involved in things, you know. You're my man, so get involved, man. Don't just attack and, bash it. I'm going to talk to you about something else. I'm going to call you on something then. Let's talk about this for a minute. You come from Razor's Edge history. You come from the original Elite Edge, right? You were there. You saw it hands on, right? You were part of it. You were built it. Then why do you support people that continue to try to tear it down? Tell me that. In all honesty, tell me why you are supporting people that are dissing your history, your background, when you know it's not true. Why do you support these fools that make stupid DVDs and tell stupid stories of things that are not true, that you know are not true, that discredit you and your history, things that you're part of? If you want to stand up for something, then stand up for that too. Stand up for the people that are trying to discredit the things that we all built. Don't use those people because they're going to back you or you feel like those are your boys. They're not your boys. Those are the same people dissing you, man. They're dissing your history. They're dissing your past. You know their stories are fake and you know their stories aren't true. Then step up and do that. Step up and get involved. You're my friend, right? Well, then call me up. Step up and get involved in ABKC. Get involved in the American Bully. Let's do this together. But don't sit there and let people dish who you are and where you came from and what you built and use them for your backing. Don't do that, man. Be a man and step up and put them in their place. You know these people are fools. You know, I'm tired of these little guys making things and memes. People that weren't there. People telling stories that they don't know anything about. People chasing other people around, talking about other people. These are not men. Men don't do that, man. Men do not do that. Men don't worry about other men. Men worry about what they can do, what they're doing. You lead by example, not by bashing and attacking and trying to discredit somebody. You show people what you can do. That's what I do. I show people, and I've always showed people what I can do. I'm tired of defending myself. I don't need to defend myself. I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I know what I built. I know that my stories are the correct stories. What I say is how it really went, not what other fools are going to try to say. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to lead by example. Show me with actions. A man that talks about another man and promotes his thing by trying to discredit another man, or that's all they are, is just discrediting somebody. Those aren't men. Those aren't people that are doing anything. Those are people that don't even really need to be in our community because they're trying to discredit what we all built ourselves off on. Those are the people that need to be removed. Those are the people that need to be exposed. You know, sometimes I don't talk about this thing because it's stupid. Why do I want to waste my time talking about somebody talking about me? I don't care about those people. I know who I am and I know what I did. You can go find a million fake people with a million fake stories to say whatever they want to say because they weren't successful in this world. They didn't advance in this world. But I have. Okay, all of us have. And Terrell, you're my man. But you need to step up to that for real because you know the history of Razor's Edge. You know the history of Elite Edge. You say it yourself, right? You were part of it. You were backed it. You were built on it. You created it. Then stand up to the people trying to discredit that and diss that. They're trying to take your history from you. Okay? So don't talk about just little things that go on in the community. If that's the case, then call me up and let's deal with it. Let's be men and let's work on it together and fix it. But don't let these fools on the other ends try to discredit it and make fun of it. These people aren't contributing to our community. They're not part of our breed. They're nobodies. They're just people that are trying to make fun of what we did to try to get themselves known when they don't know anything about what we did, and you do. So stand up to them things, man. Don't go for that stuff, you know? I hear all this stuff now. Let's get into another thing. I hear all this stuff about Bashar, right? Okay, so many people like him, so many people don't like him. I don't know. I hear all these kind of people talking about they don't like him, he's arrogant, he's whatever. Those are personal issues. Those aren't real issues. I know some people feel that the guy's dogs, they maybe they don't feel that they're the quality or whatever. You know what? Dogs are different at different times. When we're talking about dogs, first of all, when you talk about the dogs winning, look at the dogs that win nationals. Look at the dogs that are the top 10 dogs for every year. Look at the dogs that have the most wins. Those are the biggest dogs that are actually being chosen in ABKC. When y'all are wasting so much time talking about one person, it doesn't even make sense to me. You know, I'll give you, for instance, Magoo. For a while, people were all hating on Magoo, right? They were. This is the truth. Then Magoo is sold to a new home of somebody that people respect on a different level. The same people that were talking bad about the dog now say, oh, well, it wasn't really Magoo. It was, it's the other dogs in the future. Now the same people are wanting to breed to the dog. So now that the dog has a different owner, all of a sudden the views have changed on the dog because of the owner. You know what that tells me? That tells me that your biggest issue was with the owner, not the dog. Yes, I understand there's some dogs that you may not agree with, some dogs that may have title, but you also got to look at something too. Look at the time those dogs won in the ring. Look at what they looked like when they were competing. Okay, I've seen judges, which also pisses me off sometimes, going around saying, oh, well, I picked the dog, but then turn around and say I didn't pick the dog. No, stick to your guns. Okay, if you picked the dog, that tells me that day that dog was the best dog in the ring. Okay, a lot of those dogs that you're hating on, you're seeing later on, maybe dogs do get overdone. Maybe do people put more weight on dogs. Maybe dogs as they mature change. But the bottom line with some of these dogs is when they were competing, when they were winning, they were a different dog. Maybe a lighter dog, maybe a younger dog, maybe a dog in better shape. But the bottom line is they earn their titles regardless. I know people say, oh, well, you and him have some kind of deals. And I hear all this stupid stuff. I have no dealings with anybody. I have a few partners, and I'll discuss my partners in a minute, but I don't have any dealings with anybody like that. That's not the case. So what? People name drop. People name drop all the time. You know how many times my name is dropped everywhere? People use it for all different things, bad and good. That's just what it is. But don't hate on somebody all the time when you don't really see the facts. When you see the dogs that were titled, then see what they were. If you don't like the guy, then you don't like the guy. Fine. But then don't tell me you don't like a dog one day, then the next day it's got a different owner, and then the people like the dog. That's just ridiculous. I mean, the thing about some of those dogs is they're at the edge. They're at the edge of what our breed is. They're pushing the boundaries of substance and bone. When you're pushing the boundaries of substance of bone on a dog, these two things happen. You get dogs that sometimes do become a selling factor. And when these dogs are younger, before they've completely matured, then those dogs are ring-ready dogs. Sometimes in some cases, that's the way it is. Dogs change at different stages of their life. But sometimes when you have breeders pushing that edge, that edge of the boundary, that's a side of our breed that's there, and that's what it is. And to be honest with you, I hear some hate, but there's a flip side to things like that. We're in a world now where there's exotics, and these dogs, in my opinion, have gone overboard. They've bred for flaws, you know? I mean, it's just what it is. So when we have some breeders that are saying, hey, look, you can have all these substance and all this added bone and all these things, sometimes that aids the breed because it's showing people you don't have to go beyond and destroy a dog to still have it. So, I mean, sometimes these things happen. Maybe a dog sells for a lot of money. You know what? Why would you hate on that? Why would you hate when a dog sells for a lot of money? Because you didn't get the money? No, if a dog in our breed sometimes sells for a lot of money, then you got to look at the other side of it. What that does for our breed. That's saying that our dogs are dogs of value. That these people running around saying that these other dogs, these exotics and these dogs selling for all this money, that proves that no, you know what? The value is still in the American bully. So sometimes you got to look at things from two different sides, man. It's not always just a one-sided thing in this world. You know, I don't hate on anybody, and I try not to hate on anybody. I don't want to hate on anybody. So, you know, there's people that put in work and they deserve what they get. They've been there. They brought the dog out at the right time. You know, sometimes you bring a dog out at the wrong time. It just depends on the day, but they're putting in work. So if you don't like them, you don't have to like them. But don't turn around and blame me because you don't like somebody. I don't have any dealings with anybody. I respect the people that are out there putting in work and trying, you know, and that's just what it is. So it's not a tied in thing with me. I have no financial deals with anybody. Nothing like that. I have two partners right now. Just so you understand, right now I have two. William Byrne and Danny Gaddis. These are my partners in Razor's Edge. And that's all I have. If there's any finances going on, it's between those guys. And most of the time, there's not even finances on my end. You can ask most of them. You know, I do this really out of passion. This is what I do for fun, not what I do for finances. Everybody that knows me knows that. I don't want to say it a million times. It's just what it is. If you know me, you know that. You know, let me look at my syllabus for a minute because sometimes I just want to make sure we're back on the right track. You know, I pretty much talked about the difference in the bloodlines. You know, now I see this other thing about this support those that support you. You know, I see that and you got to take that for what it's worth and who's saying it. I'm going to talk to the host, though, because now I see some hosts out there saying, you know, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. It's not about it. Let me explain something to y'all about ABKC. When we created ABKC, we created it in a way so that things would grow. We didn't create it in a way that ABKC was going to be some big financial profit company or anything like that. The reason we set shows up, the way we set shows up, are so that it would be cheap and inexpensive for somebody to host a show. ABKC isn't taking the money from the shows. They're not taking the money for the entries in the show. We're not even doing other registries making you pay cub fees. We're not doing things we're charging $1 per dog or anything like that. The ABKC charges $100 to host the show. $100. That's it. But what the ABKC does on the flip side of it is we have to answer the phone for everything prior to the show. We have to answer the phone for everything after the show. We have to add in all the points, put in all the results. It costs more than $100 to do all of those things. The day the show's over, nobody contacts the host no more. They contact ABKC. So now I see the host saying, oh, okay, I'm a host. I work for this company. I made this company money. I did this for this company. All these different things I did for this company, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, that's a one-sided view on something. Let's look at it the other way. The company set something up so that you could have an event where every bit of the profits went to you. The company set something up for you as a host that we put our name on. We back you. No matter what happens at the event, it doesn't reflect on you. It reflects back on the company, like it or not. We have to take that. We did a lot of investment into the host. You carry the name, but you make all of the money. And it was set up that way so that you could have shows and the company wasn't going to profit off of a show. So if you want to have us upset because we want to have exclusive hosts, come on. Sometimes you got to go back and look at it. Why would we not want exclusive hosts? What sense does it make not to? In all honesty, seriously, we set it up so that we would put our name on it. You could have an event. People come to the event because they know the name of the registry and they're competing for points. They're coming to your event because they know that this is an ABKC event and we're competing for ABKC points. We set up a platform so that you all could do it, and you as the host, you all make the money, not us. We carry the weight of everything, but you actually get to have the show, make the money, go home, and what happens? It comes back to us after that. Okay? So don't give me this stuff. Sometimes they say, oh, you know, like ABKC, you know, I made them money and we did this and we did this. Yeah, you did your part. Everybody did a part. Everybody with a dog has done their part. Everybody with a show has done their part. Everybody that's done anything has done their part. But ABKC backed you, put our name on it. The reason people came is to compete for those points. The reason that you're doing the shows, most of you, and I would pretty much say most of those out there, that they're doing it for the profit margin of it. And that profit goes all to them. So how can you turn and look at a company and say, you know what? Y'all didn't support me? No, we supported you. We put our name on it. We didn't charge you any fees for anything. We let you make all the money. Hey, please don't call me on Facebook, because if you call my phone on Facebook right now, it cuts off my live feed. So watch the live feed, call me later, okay? Thank you. So don't give me this stuff on, you know, like, oh, all these crazy things. ABKC had faith in you as a host to put on a show carrying our name, following our rules, and we did it in a way that all the profit went to you. So sometimes some of y'all got to go back and look at the big picture and think, who really supported you from the beginning? Who really gave you the platform? How did you get to where you are today? How do you know about this breed? How did you become a host? How did you become a judge? How did you do all these things? Where was this platform created that was built so that you could learn and do all these things? You know, I hear people saying, oh, let's go over here. Let's go over here. This thing's better. This thing's better. No, it's not better. These are all people that were made, made and built within ABKC. They learned to be who they were from the platform that was provided by this. Then to turn around, in my opinion, and go somewhere else, or to turn around and start something else, in my opinion, is actually a disrespect. Because what it says is I don't respect what put me where I am and gave me the platform to be where I am. Now I want to do the exact same thing and separate our community and take them another level. I don't agree with that. It is not taking money from my pocket. I really don't care. I've told y'all time and time again, it's not that at all. You know, you think this host is better, this thing is better. I got all these people now thinking these other registries, maybe they think, oh, well, they're promoting or doing more of what I feel that this breed should be. Really? Really? Let's think about this for a minute. The people that started this registry, go look at them. And this is Dave Wilson talking. This isn't a bash. This isn't a slander. But I'm going to tell you right now, the owner of BBCR bought a $40,000 exotic from George. Owns an exotic, bought an exotic, is interested in the exotic and that side of it. So for you guys saying that you hate that stuff, and you guys saying that you want all these things, the same people that you think are the same people that are still doing these things. The difference between ABKC and these other things is we don't hide what we are. We're not trying to not let people know about it. We're an open book. We've always been an open book. That's why we're here. That's why there is so much criticism. It's because we're an open book. We're not trying to fool anybody. We're not trying to take anybody's money. We're an open book for the community because we started with our community. We work for our community, and we were built by our community, and our community was built within what we are. That's what it is. You're not going to find it better somewhere else because every one of those somewhere else's was done for the purpose of personal gain or finance. Watch what I'm saying. This was done out of necessity. This was truly done for the community. That's why it's set up different. That's why I'm not a millionaire. That's why I'm not running around giving away free registration, begging people to come here and begging people to go there. I'm not bribing people. I'm not doing anything because this isn't about that for me. This isn't about finances. This isn't my business. Okay, I didn't do this to be in business. So I'm not running around trying to bribe you and beg you and do all these things because in all honesty, I don't care. If you're going to support what really started this and what really this community was built around, then you're going to. And if you're not, then you're not. But don't expect for ABKC or me or anybody to say that I'm going to go support something else that I don't believe in when I know the true motives, when I know the true people behind that, when they were built here and now want to leave here because they see something that they want other than what was already put out there that we all worked on together. Come on. Some of these things and some of these comments are so ridiculous it makes no sense. Look, I give you more. I've been here from the very beginning, and this is what we built for our community out of necessity. It works for our community. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to get better. We're always going to work for our community, and that's what we do. This is a community registry. This is a breed registry. This isn't a registry about one person. These same people that you think are doing the right, proper things, I go around the world. They're registering dogs with no paperwork, no things needed. They're registering anything and anybody that's trying to support or pay money. At least we have real guidelines. At least we have things. Yes, some things are going to get through. Some things aren't going to be agreed upon, but at least we set true guidelines for what we have. And we're trying to build it and we're trying to create it. We're not doing it for any other purpose, and it never will be for any other purpose than that. And you have my word on that. If any of y'all know me, you come to my house. I don't live in a mansion. I don't drive a Bentley. You know, I still live in the same house that I've always lived on because this is my thing. This is my passion for the community. And as I've said, the day that somebody can do it better, the day that the T's and I's are dotted across or however that wording is, that day that I can walk away, I'm going to walk away. I don't sell dogs. I don't breed dogs hardly. I don't do any of these things. This is fun for me. And that's what it is, you know. I just don't even know where to go sometimes with some things in the community because I've worked so hard and my passion has been here so hard for this and the people around me have been here so hard. You know, we can go back into Razor's Edge. Sometimes I hear people tell stories of Razor's Edge and they tell fake stories of Razor's Edge. I'm going to tell you the truth to Razor's Edge. I started Razor's Edge myself. I, at different points of Razor's Edge, have had different partners, okay? Nobody else owned it or had it or anything. It was my idea. I started it. I had different partners. Of course, my original partner was myself, actually. Actually, it was a friend of mine, Carlos. When I had my first Jeannie, who was my girlfriend early on in Razor's Edge, she was a partner during that time of Razor's Edge, of course. If you're a boyfriend and girlfriend and you live together, you're going to be partners. That's what it is. She did her part for Razor's Edge. I did my part for Razor's Edge. I was the breeder. That's the way it is. When me and her separated, Deanna came into my life. She's been a partner in Razor's Edge. She's been active in Razor's Edge. She's been a definite partner. Cruz was my partner for many, many years. The American Bully Razor's Edge was built between me and Cruz. The original stuff was another way. The second style was, between me and him. He was my partner for many years. Some of the best stuff we've ever produced came from that partnership. Danny Gaddis has been my partner from day one, and still to this day remains my partner. I've had other people, Lou Manny Pond, Sean Jackson, other people I've worked with so many people over the years. Now William Byrne is a partner in Razor's Edge, and he's doing his thing overseas there and doing it. So there's been many partners, many people that have played a part in Razor's Edge from the whole time. So all this stupid stuff that you hear from other people, it's ridiculous. It's been something that we built from the very beginning. It wasn't taken from anybody. It wasn't lied about. There's no fake stories and all this stuff. People can put out any stupid information that they want to put out, and people come out of the woodwork saying stuff. Who cares? The bottom line is we built this thing, and it was built by the hands of many people, and I've been involved from the very beginning, and I'll continue on with Razor's Edge. It's not what it once was. It's something completely different these days because now we are an American Bully breed, and I'm not really a hands-on breeder anymore. But forget all the stupid rumors that you hear. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. It just is what it is. The story that I've told Razor's Edge is exactly what Razor's Edge is. There's no funny stuff. There's no mystery behind it. There's none of these stupid things that people say. I really don't care about that stuff. There's none of this Razor's Edge lied about a pedigree, Razor's Edge mixed in other breeds. If you were around, then it was so stupid to even hear that. Why would Razor's Edge fake a pedigree from one Razor's Edge dog to another Razor's Edge dog? Where does even the concept of that come in? I don't even understand it. So you're saying I own both of these dogs, but I use the papers for this one and not this one? For what? What would the purpose of that even be? That makes no freaking sense. Or they mixed in a bulldog, or they did it. No, if you were around back in those days, especially the days that we were here working hard for what we were doing, there was no concept of bulldog or anything like that. We weren't trying to create some new breed. We weren't trying to do some weird stuff. We were all working together. Everybody, we had people here every weekend. This house was always flooded with people. Every single weekend, everybody saw what everybody was doing. You don't hear any of those people telling weird stories because it wasn't that way. Razor's Edge was just about coming together and working with what we all had together. It wasn't some weird concept, Later on, the American Bully was created, yes. And if Razor's Edge wanted to say, hey, we changed to the American Bully, now we got a new breed, we wanted to mix in another breed, then we could have said that. Why wouldn't we say that? If that were the case, if it's a new breed, who cares? If we're saying this is a brand new breed, then why would we fight to say that it was only this and this? It doesn't even make sense. These stupid rumors make no sense. The American Bully breed is different. I'm talking about Razor's Edge. I'm not talking about Gotti line or the other lines. Their story is their story. My story is my story for Razor's Edge. And where the American Bully breed is today is a combination of these two lines. So when, you go back and try to discredit Razor's Edge with some weird stuff, it's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. We are where we are today, and it's the way we said it was, and that's what it is. So I don't want to hear any of these stupid things or these stupid conspiracy theories and why my dog disappeared and all these things. These things make no sense whatsoever. There's never been a financial gain. This has been a hobby that we did, and everything is what it is. So anyway, I don't even want to touch on that stuff. I'm going to do a whole story one day on Razor's Edge from the very beginning to where it is today, so you can actually know the true history. I'm working on getting a lot of these videos. I got so many pictures and videos and things that that I could discredit everything. I mean, anything anybody has, I've got the videos. They all came from me. One way or another, it all does. And I'm going to give it all out there for free. You don't got to buy some stupid lie or some stupid story or something like that. You can get it from me for free, and I'll put it out there for free. And that's just what it is. And I will tell you, any people, if you start hearing people getting personal with people and trying to do personal attacks, personal slanders, like I said earlier, those are people that can't be anything in the world without that. Anybody that's got to go personal against somebody and try to discredit and slander somebody is because they don't have anything of their own to stand on. To me, a real man, woman, however you want to word it, can stand on their own credentials. They make their way in the world by action, by doing something. And that's what I want to do in the world. I do things by acting. I do things by doing something. I don't have to discredit and talk about the other person over and over again to try to sell or promote myself. That's not what I do. As a man, you stand on your own 2 feet. And you do it yourself, and you get involved, and you produce, and you do things that people can look at you and say, oh, okay, you are a productive person. You are somebody with accomplishments. An accomplishment is not bashing somebody. An accomplishment is not trying to make a name for yourself by discrediting or talking about somebody. And for all you guys that talk about other people or want to get personal and try to do these things, what is it? How does that make you feel as a man? I mean, where in the world do real men sit around and say, I'm going to talk about somebody and discredit somebody? And to me, that's not even a man. That means that you don't have anything of your own, anything that you can stand on yourself. So to me, you're not a man if you have to go about that route of things. And I'm not talking about the video that went on the other day. That I've addressed already. And I do agree with a lot of the things said. In all honesty, I don't agree with the way it was done, but I do agree with some of the content of it. And in my opinion, you make a bigger difference by picking up the phone, calling me, and getting involved, doing things to help that. Nobody doesn't want things to improve. Nobody doesn't want things to get better. What we don't want is to constantly have drama, fighting, division, and all these things that separate us and take us away from where we were trying to go. We built this on unity. We built this by coming together. We've been something that nowhere in the world has ever been done and nobody has ever seen. We have all races, all backgrounds, all religions, all regions, everything. We came together as one for one purpose, and we've set aside everything to prove that point. We've broken through stereotypes, racism, everything you can think of to get to where we are today, and we did it by working together as a community. By not having a face, not caring that we all work together. And that's what it was in this world. So anybody that wants to separate us, then you know what? You don't understand the essence of what we are. We are not separation. We are not division. We are unity. Don't give me that stuff like, oh, well then you should support everything. Really? No, because most of these things are set up to be for something own personal gain. Most of these things are set up to divide us, to make us go in different directions. That's why they're set up. They're for personal reasons. So don't come to me and say, oh, we all need to support everything. That's not the case, because most of these things are not for the same purpose, and they are for the purpose of division. We didn't get here by dividing. We got here by uniting. And that's the only way we're going to continue to be here. So I'm just, sometimes I get a little heated and I don't want to go too far with things, but I do want to tell y'all that this is one of the things that I truly have passion for. I truly have love for. And it is my intention to only get better, to only work together, to improve what we started. It's been my intention from the very beginning to grow and get to a better situation. It's been my intent to always open up doors so that the people around us could grow with us, so that they could succeed, they could become successful, so that this breed could grow and succeed and become successful and respected. And whether you believe it or not, we have. We've got judges from other registries. We got other registries that denied us that now want to take us in. So we have worked hard to get to where we are today, and we are successful. And everybody around us has become successful. We've opened up so many doors and so many avenues. We didn't leave anybody behind. We didn't forget where we came from. We knew where we were going, and our obligation was to make sure that everybody with us had an avenue to get there as well, and that our breed would succeed, that our breed would grow, that our community would grow, that we as a people, as a community, as a breed would grow, succeed, and move forward. And that's where we are, and that is what we're doing. Are we at the finish line? No, we are not at the finish line. And we're not going to be at the finish line for a while. We have a lot of growing to do. Breeders have a lot of growing to do. The breed has a lot of growing to do. But the separation, the drama, the fighting, none of those things are what created us. None of those things got us to where we are today. We got where we are today by working together to better something, not tearing it down and dividing it and all these different things. And we're never going to get to the finish line until we can get back to that mentality. Okay? So don't ever give me these things about we forgot where we came from, or we're supporting everything. No, the truth is we know where we came from. We know where we were going, and we made sure all of y'all would go with us, grow with us, be there with us. This breed would get to where it is. The breed's going to get better. Things are going to get better. It's not bad. It's a million times better than it was. If you go back, it's a big difference than it was. We are getting there. This thing is growing beyond levels that you all can even understand until you really get out there and see the big picture. It doesn't matter if one guy has a show 1 week. ABKC has 4 or 5 shows every single weekend. Shows around the world. This is growing at phenomenal rates. But we are destroying it by trying to discredit each other, by trying to divide each other. That's where we're going to be our biggest demise, not the dogs. The dogs are the easiest part of this. We, as people, are becoming the hard part because we're forgetting where we came from. We're forgetting our roots. We're forgetting our purpose. We're forgetting what built us, why we did it, and why we are where we are today. That's what we got to stop. There's a million new people in this world now that have invested in this breed for what they see today. We owe it to those people, especially the people from the past. We owe it to those people. We owe it to this breed to be positive, to work together, to continue to advance, to get better, not tear each other down. So I have no respect for the people that want to tear this down. I have no respect for the people that want to bash other people and talk about other people. If you're not in here for productive, positive purpose, I have no respect for you and I won't respect you. Because to me, you're discrediting and going against everything we all work together. And all you all sideline cheerleaders that are backing these people, supporting these people, I don't respect you. You know why? Because you have no respect. You have no respect for this breed. You have no respect for your history. You have no respect for the things that built you and got you to where you are today. So I have no respect for people like you, and I will not support people like you. I will only support the positive people moving forward. So say what you want to say about me. But one thing, my actions have been here since day one, and they have never changed, and I have never, ever wavered from the purpose of what we do. Not one time have I wavered. And you will never see me quit. The day you see me step down is the day that I can comfortably step down and say, we are where we're supposed to be. Now there are better people than me leading this and doing what they're supposed to be. That's the day I will step down. And believe me, I cannot wait for that day to come. Not because I want to quit, but because I want to know that we were successful in what we did and that this breed is now in better hands than it was. And that's the day that I'll step out of my position. Okay. So anyway, I want to keep all y'all. I want to thank all y'all for the support over the years. You know, I want to thank everybody that's doing something positive for the breed. This weekend, in all honesty, was an incredible weekend. So many positive things happened. It was a great event in Europe with Euro Nationals. There's many great events here in America. Things, yes, are going to need to be tweaked. They're always going to need to be tweaked, and that's just the way it is. But we will get better. You have my word. I'm going to continue to bring you all live feeds. I'm going to continue to show you all more and more on the inside of this breed and more what happens around the world with this breed and in the U.S. Yes, I do support U.S. shows. I will be at many more U.S. shows. The thing is, there's only one me, so I can only go so many places and do so much. I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can, and that's the best that I can do. And the best that I can do for you all is try to give you some insight, try to bring you all where I go so you can see things through my eyes and my perspective so maybe you can see more, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. You know, so I do thank you all for the support. I do thank everybody for all the years, everybody that built it. Terrell, I do agree with a lot of what you said. You are still a friend, but in all honesty, man, you were there from the beginning. Step up sometimes, man, and support the stuff, that really built it. Stand against the things that are trying to discredit it, not just a few little things. I'm here. If you want to get involved, get involved. Let's get involved. Let's make this a better world. Let's do this thing better. I have no problems with anybody that's trying to do positive for this, and that's all I want. I just want positive progression, and I want to get to the point where I can comfortably step back and it's in better hands than my own hands. And that's all I can tell you. But remember, this was a breed from two different backgrounds, and that's just what it is, and y'all have to accept that. It's just what it is. That's where the breed came from. You might not like one side, you might not like the other side, but that's what built the breed, and that's all I can tell you about it. So it is what it is. If people think that I'm mad or anything like that, I'm not mad. This is passion. The way you see me talking right now, I'm talking on two things: exhaustion and passion. I'm tired. My eyes are half shut. I've been on traveling around Italy, and I don't do well with traveling and acclimation. So, like I said, I'm not as pretty as I normally am. My apologies. What you hear in my voice is nothing more than conviction and passion. It's not anger. It's just sometimes the community needs to sit back and say, okay, you know what? this is the real story. This is really where we came from. This is really the purpose. The purpose isn't to turn this into a bulldog. The purpose isn't for profit or any of these things. The purpose is to get our breed to a level to where a judge can walk in the ring and look around and see all flawless dogs. That's really where we'd like to be. Breeders, let's get us there. Let's get to where we can have judges that actually have to go in the ring and say, oh, there's nothing in here with a flaw. That's when we really somewhere good. That's where we really need to be. So let's work together. Let's try to get better dogs. So anyway, much respect for everybody out there. I know I'm ranting now. I had a syllabus. I don't even know if I stuck to my syllabus because I can't even read half of what I write. I should have been a doctor with that handwriting. But anyway, thank you all again. Next time, I stay tuned. I'm going to bring you all to the Philippines very soon. Get y'all some input on that. You know, everybody around the world, U.S. supporting, much respect. We're going to continue to do what we do for you. We're going to continue to grow for this breed. One personal plug, June 3rd, be here at Fredericksburg, Virginia. This is one of the places where this all began. This is where the ABKC office is. This is the time when y'all can actually come out here. People from around the world will be here. It's going to be a 2-show event right now. It's going to be an outdoor thing, but it's just going to take you back to the origins of a lot of this and where a lot of this started. So come on out June 3rd and have a good time. Just a good old show. You know, check the ABKC website, www.theabkc.com, and go to the events page. There's shows every single weekend. If you want to know where there's a show near you, go to the webpage, check it out. There's always, everything's listed by date so you can find out where you go. So again, much respect. You know, the ones that wanted me to do personal things, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm just not the kind of guy that's really going to come out here and bash people and do that. It's not my nature. I think that the only way that we can progress is to continue to be positive and work together. And I prefer to take that path, that road, and that's just the way I'm going to go. So much love, much respect to everybody. Again, stay tuned. I'll take y'all out there again. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great